we shall have our very revered speaker for today in the middle of all of our pranams and applauds. He shall be here. So, revered Swami Mitrananda Saraswati ji, my pranams to you. Esteemed dignitaries, honored guests, and all my dear young friends here. A very warm and heartfelt welcome to each Atman present here for the Prerna Samvaad, an interactive and thought-provoking session where youthful curiosity meets the timeless wisdom of Vedanta. Acharya Shankar Sanskritik Ekta Nyas, under the esteemed aegis of Department of Culture, Government of Madhya Pradesh, an institution deeply committed to preserving and promoting the life and teaching of Adi Shankaracharya, the beacon of oneness. And for this, Nyas is undertaking various activities, initiatives, including Shankar Vyakhyanmala, a series of lectures on Vedantic wisdom, Advait Awakening Youth Retreat, a fully sponsored spiritual retreat for youth, people like yourselves, and Shankar Sangeet, popularizing and organizing musical events on stotras and compositions of Adi Shankaracharya, Oneness Dialogues, a series of conversations with global spiritual personalities, and I'm extremely happy to tell you that one of the speakers of the Oneness Dialogues is right in front of us. And a series of conversations, so Oneness Dialogues is a series of conversations with global spiritual personalities and esteemed moderators, and the physical manifestation of our efforts, our humble efforts to popularize the message of oneness is Ekatma Dham. So before we actually delve into this discussion, this session, this samvad, I would very humbly ask Swamiji to kindly please do the lighting of the lamp and do the Pushpanjali on Acharya's chitra here. We also have another extremely inspiring person with us, Gundecha ji here. So I'll also ask him to join Swamiji while we light the lamp and start this samvad and start this.
Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smriti Puranalam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lok Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashakritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyoma Vidyat Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha.
So as I was telling you that the physical manifestation of our efforts to popularize the message of oneness is Ekatma Dham. Ekatma Dham is a vision of universal oneness and global harmony. Before we dive into our enlightening conversation today, it's very important to acknowledge this remarkable initiative that is spearheaded by Nyas. We are making our humble effort called Ekatma Dham. This grand project at Omkareshwar is our tribute to Adi Shankaracharya's vision of universal oneness, embodying his teachings of Advaita and the harmonious integration of knowledge, culture, and spirituality with this establishment of a magnificent statue of Bhagwan Adi Shankar Acharya. For those of you who are aware of Madhya Pradesh, of course, would know the Jyotirlinga at Omkareshwar, and there our Shankara stands tall, along with a state-of-the-art museum called Advait Lok and a world-class research institution called Acharya Shankar International Institute of Advait Vedanta. Ekatma Dham stands as a beacon of philosophical wisdom for generations to come globally. So thank you so much for joining us today. And today, in the same spirit of Ekatmata, of this oneness, we gather here for Prerna Samvaad, where we'll engage in a dialogue that inspires, uplifts, and guides us towards a life of deeper understanding and purpose. I would just very quickly, because any form of introduction that I try to give numerous times, I'll fail. So even with that, I'll try and introduce our esteemed speaker today. And at the heart of this entire movement that you see, and this session also that you see, is the presence of a revered mentor and guide, who also is our advisor and guide in this entire journey of oneness, Swami Mitrananda Saraswati ji, a distinguished scholar and dynamic orator. Swamiji has been inspiring youth across the world with the teachings of Advait, Upanishads, and Vedas and Vedantas, and also leadership and contemporary topics like management and life skills and nation building. His insightful interpretations of Vedantic principles have empowered countless youth to lead lives filled with clarity, confidence, commitment, and action. So today, we are not just the attendees, we are seekers. And before we actually delve into this conversation, I would very humbly request Dr. Manish Kumar Pandey ji, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Acharya Shankar Sanskritik Ekta Nyas, to kindly please come forward and introduce and pay our tributes to this sannyasi, to this revered mentor that we have here. Amidst your round of applause. So today, we are not just going to be the attendees, we are actually going to be the seekers. Seekers of truth, wisdom, and higher purpose and higher living. As young minds, we hold the power to shape our future, and through this very profound samvad, through this very profound dialogue that we're going to have today, we get the opportunity to learn, also ask questions, and grow under the revered presence of a mentor, of a master here, Swami Mitrananda ji. So let's all embrace this moment with open hearts and eager minds as we embark on this journey of inspiration, on this journey of oneness. With great reverence, I now invite Swami Mitrananda Saraswati ji to kindly please bless all of us with his words of wisdom.
Thank you. Only Manish Pandey has the power to bring you and I together when India, Australia are playing. Nobody else can do it. I would have also loved to watch the game, like you, but Manish has this deepest passion that he would not miss a single opportunity if we can do something to promote this beautiful idea of oneness. So look at his power. Here you are. Both of us are sitting and talking about Advaita when there is a match happening. Well done, Manish. Samasta jana kalyane niratham karunamayam namami chinmayam devam sadgurum brahmavitvaram. My salutations to everyone present here. Can the lights in the auditorium go a little more up, brighter, or the stage light has to go slightly dim? One of the two. Because this is too bright and I need to see the face. Thank you. This is much better, right. There was a young prince. He went on hunting with his group of soldiers, ministers, etc. And they got into a deep forest. And as they went deep into the forest, somehow the prince got lost with the rest of the group and it slowly became dark. No way the prince could find his way back. And no way the soldiers who went with him, his bodyguards, etc., could find him. They both were lost and there was some distance. And it was really dark. And he was in the forest up in the mountains that was. And he also did not know whether to stay in the forest in the night where you can't see, the animals can have their way. It's dark, or find your way back. Dilemma. Whether to stay or to move into dark areas and see what happens. So in this dilemma, he decided, staying here, animals are going to anyway have their way. Let us at least attempt. So with his horse, he was coming down, holding on to the horse. The horse also ran away. Now he was all alone and he did not know what to do. And he slipped from the mountain as he was going. And it was probably a cliff and he was falling down. At that time when he was falling down, there was some creeper which came on the way. He held on to it. Fighting for your dear life now, holding on to the creepers, swinging up and down, and trying to be there. It's a matter of 6 or 8 hours till the daytime comes, the dawn happens, and the king would definitely send his people and find him out. So he has to hold on to that creeper to survive. How long can you hold on to your own weight? Few minutes, 1 hour? It's very hard. Every part would pain. It's very, very hard. So he was trying to hold on, but he could not. Not that he wanted to let go, but the pain was so much that he let it off. Not knowing where he's going to fall next, he let off that creeper. And he was standing on a rock, which was just 6 inches below him. There was a rock 6 inches below, but in the darkness you could not see, and you were swinging on with it, agonizing yourself for an hour or so with so much pain. And then finally, when he let it off, he found himself standing on a rock. I like this anecdote. There's a lot to think about it. Lost in the darkness, hanging on to whatever comes on our way, holding on to it like a dear life, swinging up and down, not finding anything. And then when you let go, you see yourself on a rock which was 6 inches below. Had you known there was a rock 6 inches below, the 2 hours of agony wouldn't have been there. The 2 hours of unnecessary struggle wouldn't have been there. that excruciating pain which he went through his shoulders wouldn't have been there. Mental agony. He found he was sitting on a rock. There was a rock just 6 inches below. But one did not know. This is our story, friends. There's something which is already inside, and we don't know that. Not knowing it is just within. It is just inside. We search everywhere else, but not the right place. Going on searching to find some solution, some solace in the world outside, and we are not getting it. Direction. There is something already existing within. It's already there. We can find it. But that area we don't look into at all. So today what we are discussing is how we can look at something within and recognize it as the same everywhere. The entire conflict in the world, today if you find so much of conflict anywhere in the world, in the globe, you see there is conflict. And people have no idea how to solve it. It has continued for long. The methods we tried did not succeed. The attempts we have made did not give us the results we want. Conflict is still there. Inside there is conflict. In the world outside there is conflict. The world outside simply echoes what the world inside is. How we are within, that's how the world is. Fix the person and the world is fixed. But that area we are not looking into. Subjective science, which the Vedas talk about, is to look within. You play in the world outside, looking within. If that we do, you and I can be much more happier, much more harmonious within. And with that, we can lead a very great life. Just that, not that you alone benefit, but the world benefits. This has been Bharat's message to the world. That's our message. We were the first ones to tell the world. Think that we are all one. You and I are not separate. You are not different. In essence, when we go back, we are one. The waves can appear many, but deep down when you inquire, you investigate what is a wave in the ocean, you will find it is water. The wave in Atlantic Ocean is water. Antarctic is water. Indian Ocean, it is water. Bay of Bengal, it is water. It's the same. Water plays as waves across in different oceans. But when we investigate a single wave, we will find it is water. Similarly, it is one water expressing as many. Those who have understood that water, what will they say looking at the waves? Hey, we are one family. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Isn't it? If someone has understood, or let us say a wave realized it is water, what will that wave say? The entire waves of the ocean, wherever the oceans are, whichever name you call it, is nothing but water. Same way those rishis who understood this truth came out and said, we are one family. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, oneness. This oneness, the truth of this oneness, someone who promoted it brilliantly, who brought it out for every one of us to understand, was Adi Shankara. An 8-year-old boy left his house in Kaladi, Kerala. 8-year-old. Thank you. I was about to request you for that. All the people sitting here, I was not able to see. Huh? This 8-year-old child walked away from Kerala in search of truth. Came all the way to Madhya Pradesh. He found his teacher here. Govind Pad. Once he found his teacher, he studied with him, and then he went out and promoted this oneness we are talking about. You and I are one. And this has been the truth. Whether we like it or not, whether we understand it or not, the truth is truth. This was our strength. That's why Bharat never conquered any world, any other country. We never conquered. We extended. We were the first ones to do sea trade. We were the first ones to go on high seas, across the oceans, in trade, in prosperity. Bharat played a vital role in the prosperity. We shared our prosperity, not to conquer somebody. How can you go conquer someone when you see that person as my family? He may appear different, or she may appear different, speak the language different. Food habits could be different, but the content, they are one. So those who have realized it, how can they go conquer anybody? How can they want to dominate anybody? How do you do it? Because it's just one. So that's why Bharat went around, promoted this oneness for thousands of years. We traded across. And there was a time when we were the nation every country was looking up to. Our universities were filled with students coming from abroad. Be it Takshashila, be it Nalanda, be it Vallabha, be it Kanchi, Vikramashila. These are some of our universities. And remember, when I'm talking about universities, all of them were 2,000 years old. Do you know that we were pioneers in education? We had education 2,000 years ago. People were coming to Bharat to study. And in and through those universities, we were learning various sciences. Objective science, subjective science. And when those students went back to their countries, they carried this message of oneness. Universities did not teach only spirituality. Universities taught us economics. If you read Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana, the oldest, or you read Mahabharata, in both these texts, tax is being discussed. How advanced we were in economy then. In Ramayana period, there was tax. Somewhere people gave us an idea, oh, barter system. We were not doing barter system. Barter system was very primitive. In Ramayana time itself, there was tax. When Alexander came to India, there was tax system. Arthashastra, Kautilya writes about it. So we had advanced economic methods. So people who came to our university studied economics, studied astronomy. We were advanced that way. Metallurgy, spirituality. A combination was so beautiful that you study both. Paravidya, aparavidya. Paravidya, the highest knowledge, which talks that you and I are one. Aparavidya, knowledge which needs to live in the world. How to manage world. Beautiful combination. But unfortunately, that education, we became strangers. We became strangers. The Paravidya, the spiritual quotient in our education was taken away. The things which we learned actually did not help us to deal with life. When you go on, in present days education, when you graduate, let us say after almost 17, 18 years of studies, pre-KG, LKG, UKG, 12th standard, that goes to 15. Graduation, another 3 years, 18. Post-graduation, 20. By the time you do it, you are 23, 24. 20 years of study. These 20 years of study, has it taught you how to deal with your life? How sad. 20 years we go through something called education and it doesn't teach us how to handle life. Psychiatrists say, and that is really sad, Rarely we come across someone who has not contemplated suicide. How sad is this? Rarely we come across people who has not thought of suicide. Means a little problem, something bothering, something nagging, a little disappointment, a betrayal. Over, finished. Man is shattered, broken down, doesn't have the courage to live. 20 years of education has not taught us to deal with disappointment. 20 years of education has not taught us how to handle guilt. Mistakes everyone will make. Get up and keep moving. You repented, you change. Make a course correction, keep moving. But we were not taught how to handle guilt, how to handle anger, how to handle disappointment. This was never taught to us. What has happened to our education? And we were the pioneers of Paravidya. We shared it with the world. But present generation, disconnected to Bharatiya culture, we are lost. This oneness is absolutely important for us to understand, and this oneness is something which we must share with the world. It is our responsibility. You and I, the people living in Bharat, we are the custodians of Advaita Vedanta. We are the custodians of this spiritual knowledge. It is our responsibility to share it with the world. Isavasyam idagum sarvam. One mantra from Isavasya Upanishad. That Supreme Lord, the Divine, is pervading you and everything. Simple line. Isavasyam idagam sarvam. That divinity is pervading in you, in me, and in everything. Simple line. It is pervading in you, it's pervading in me, and it is pervading everywhere. Because from divinity, what comes out has to be divine. From gold, what comes out has to be gold. If there is a lump of gold, you chisel a part of it. When you chisel a small piece of gold, it is gold only. From gold, copper cannot come. From gold, iron cannot come. From gold, when you chisel something, it is gold only. From divinity, when you take something, it is divine only. So we in Bharat always believed the Creator is divine, the created is divine. The gold and the ornament. The gold, the source. Ornament created. Both are gold. So the Creator is divine. The created is divine. So if both are divine, we see oneness. Same one truth pervading everywhere. That divine, Isavasyam idagam sarvam, which pervades everything. In this changing world, yat kimcha jagatyam jagat, everything in this world is pervaded by the truth. And how is that truth? What is that divine? It pervades everything, and what is this world? Continuously changing. So in a changing world, how should we live? Everything is constantly changing. It's not the same. If something is same, then we can hold on to it. But if it is constantly changing, if it is constantly created, it is programmed with the change. How should we live in this world which is programmed with change? Everything is constantly changing. Your thoughts are changing. Before you came in, your thoughts were different. Now your thoughts are different. When you go out, your thoughts would be different. Your opinions are changing. Your friends are changing. The economics of the world is changing. Power centers are changing. Your body is changing constantly. Everything around you is constantly changing. Yes or no? Constantly. How do you live with this change? Did they teach us how to live with change? They should have taught us this, right? We would have been much more happier if people have taught us how to deal with change. You know what is the third line of the mantra says? Isavasyam idagum sarvam yat kimcha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bunjita. How do you deal with this changing world? Detach and celebrate. Bunjita, celebrate. How? Tena tyaktena. Being detached, you celebrate. Being detached is in the mind. Attachment is in the mind. We are not holding on to something physically. We are holding on to something with our mind. Isn't it anything you are attached? If you are attached to your car, you are not attached to your car physically. You are attached to your house, you are not attached to your house physically. You are attached to it mentally. So the Rishi says, in the mind create detachment. And then you celebrate this world. Play in this world. It's a beautiful space to play. But you should master detachment. Tena tyaktena bunjita. See the level, living value. Isavasyam idagam sarvam. That truth is pervading everywhere. Everything including this world which is constantly changing. Therefore, tena tyaktena bunjita. Detach yourself and enjoy. Celebrate. Go into the world. Only law is you should be detached. Play with everything. Detached. Don't hold on to it. Have it. Don't possess it. That's the law. You master it, then you play this game well. Have it. Don't possess it. Don't possess, have it. Possessing it, you become mentally attached to it. Having it, you just have. Doesn't matter. Having and not possessing. Those who can master this, at the earliest you master, rest of your life will be celebration. Please remember. Rest of your life will be celebration. This is an Upanishadic promise. If you have mastered this, the art of having and not possessing, then you celebrate. This is what the mantra says. Tena tyaktena bunjita. Keep yourself detached. Renounce. Renounce, detach. Bunjita, enjoy. Don't hold on. Don't have a clinging attachment. By attaching, we live in insecurity. When you are attached to something, there's a constant fear, isn't it? That which you are attached, you may lose. That which I am attached can get away from me. When you are attached to something, there is fear, there is anxiety. When you are attached. Constantly we live in anxiety, isn't it? Attached to so many things, I'm not sure whether I'll hold it or I'll lose it. Anxiety. That comes because of attachment. The Rishis of the Upanishad says, detach. Have it, but don't be attached. Enjoy. It doesn't matter. That ability. For that is not easy to get, isn't it? Because when something makes me happy, I want to hold on to it. So Shankara here says beautifully, this is very important. The third line, tena tyaktena bunjita. How do I practice this? Adi Shankara says in Bhajagovindam, satsangatve nissangatvam. Attached to the truth which is changeless. Attached to the divine which is not undergoing any change. When you hold on to something which is permanent, you can get detached to the changing object. Hold on to the changeless. Satsangatve nissangatvam. When you hold on to the changeless, you get detached to change. Satsangatve nissangatvam. How do I practice? Attend satsang. The first two lines you understood, the divinity is pervading everywhere. That's only theory, information. That one truth has pervaded everywhere, like the gold has become many ornaments. All the ornaments are nothing but gold. One divine has become this universe. Oh yes, this much is very clear. Now the third line of the Upanishad says, when you live here, be detached. How? The method of being detached is satsangatve. Attached to the changeless, attached to the truth. Attend satsang. attend spiritual knowledge. Spend time with spiritual content. Adhyatmik, Paravidya. Spend time with it. That knowledge, constantly spending time with that, we will slowly get attached to the higher, then we get detached to the lower. Attaching to the higher makes us get detached to the lower. Attaching to the changeless, we get detached to the changing world. Satsangatve nissangatvam, nissangatve nirmohatvam. And when we are detached, we see things clearly. When I'm attached, I can't see clearly. All the emotions cloud. It was always there, but we are not able to see it. When we are detached, that moha goes away. One sees clearly. Nirmohatve nischalatatvam. We see the truth. And once we experience the truth, nischalatatve jivan muktihi. You get liberated while living. Tena tyaktena bunjita. How does a person live after that? Goes around celebrating life, not attached to anything. These 3 lines. And the 4th line of that mantra, Isavasyam itagam sarvam, yatkim cha jagatyam jagat, tena tyaktena bunjita. I'm sure you understood this much. The 4th line, ma gridaha kasyas viddanam. Do not covet what belongs to others. The conflict in the world arises because of this. Everyone wants to go grab what belongs to somebody. Go grab somebody's land, go grab somebody's richness, go grab, covet, steal. And the Upanishad says, do not covet. Ma gridaha kasyas viddanam. What belongs to others, don't steal. But the world is like that. Go on conquering somebody's land. Take them, make them captive, put them in jail. Why? Power. Go on capturing. Bharat did not do this. In the history of the world, when someone attacked, we defended. We never attacked. Ours was always a defense ministry, never of offense. You understand? Ours was defense ministry. When someone attacked, we defended. That's your right to protect yourself. Ram lived this, isn't it? When Ravan died in the war, Ram could have taken Lanka under him and put Ayodhya flag there. He did not. He called Vibhishan and said, you be the king. I'm not interested in your land. I was interested in Dharma. I came here for Dharma, not to take your land, not to take your island. And that would have been an honor if had he taken in today's world. But Ram said, no, Vibhishan, you be the king. Why? This is the value. We are not interested in conquering. This philosophy of oneness is very important. Why? We will avoid war if people understand oneness. We will avoid conflict if people understand oneness. What you have to fight for your right, what you have to protect, you have to do. If someone is attacking, you have to protect. But you don't initiate attack. That is our non-violence. Ahimsa for us is, we will not initiate violence, but we will defend if someone attacks. Krishna taught this to Arjuna. Think. Fight, Arjuna. It's your right, you fight. But you don't initiate violence. If someone has taken your land, your property, your kingdom, go fight, get it. But not initiating violence is important. If someone initiates violence, we need to defend. Our philosophy was like that. This is the beauty. Bharat understood this knowledge of oneness. Gave this knowledge to the world. We shared prosperity with the world. Even till today, isn't it? Few years back, COVID time, just go back. Back in time. What happened during COVID time? We need the vaccine? Think. Huh? See, when you live in a lockdown, isolated, you need the vaccine. And there were companies which made vaccine. in the United States, Pfizer, etc., made a vaccine. And they want to give it 3,000 rupees a shot. And then there's a booster, second shot, 6,000 rupees. 6,000 rupees for one individual into 1.4 billion Indian population. What is that? 6,000 into 1.4 billion. Business. They were very keen. And their agents in India also was very keen. But we took a policy. We created our own vaccine. Gave it to everybody free. Not just to the people living in Bharat, those countries which cannot afford that kind of a money. We shared. That is our oneness. You understand? That philosophy we are practicing even today. How many nations which cannot afford? We gave it free. Take it, take it. Why? We are one family. You can't afford. We are in a position today to share. We share it with you. Philosophy. And the people who made that vaccine, mainly women, if you do not know. It's women who made this vaccine. They lived in Maharashtra, could not go home in lockdown time for 6 months. Have you heard of this kind of a sacrifice? Lockdown, 6 months you can't go back home. Think. If you go home, when you come back, the quarantine rules are such, and to create the vaccine, you just can't go shuttle. If you come out, you have to wait for 15 days, and that's a lot of delay. The project cannot happen. The women, men we can understand, the women who holds the family together in Bharat decided we will stay and do this job. Unsung heroes here. They created it. Vaccine was made that way. With that tapas, when the vaccine was made, it was shared. That's our culture. That is our oneness. We gave it to the world. Gave it free to every Indian. And those countries which wanted, we said, take it. For someone else, it was a business opportunity. For people in Bharatiya culture, it is an opportunity to serve, not opportunity to exploit. You see the difference? Opportunity to exploit, conquer. Why? That person is meant to be conquered. Ours is, that person is to be served. Why? He is also part of us. One family, we will serve. You get the idea of oneness. The creator and the created, both are divine. Here is an opportunity, let us serve. Our culture has been like that. Ma grudaha kasya svadanam. Do not covet what belongs to others, because the conflict arises. On the other hand, we see everybody as one family, then there's no issue. This philosophy of oneness is absolutely important, mandatory, that we share it with the world so that conflict can be avoided. Conflict avoid. If we understand oneness, there is no conflict. We don't have to go resolve something. Very fact we understand, we can avoid. Now you understand what role you and I have in building the nation. Our own people living in this land do not understand what is the philosophy of this land. What is Advaita, we don't understand. If you and I can become a messenger of this oneness and share it with as many people as possible, and we as a nation standing tall, living these values, practicing these values, others will take it up from us. We need to show to others, this is oneness, and we have this, we want to share it with everybody. So for this to move forward, Ekatma Dham has started a beautiful initiative. Tremendous effort has gone behind in creating this. It is called Advaita Awakening Camps. Advaita means one without a second. Oneness, awakening to oneness camps. One without a second. Awakening to this oneness, to the philosophy of oneness. So Ekatma Dham Trust has taken this huge responsibility, grand vision, and taking this across and inspiring young people to understand oneness. So there are camps conducted across the country, 10-day camp in awakening people to this oneness systematically. And the person who explained to us the oneness so clearly is Adi Shankara. We hardly know about him today in Bharat, except those who are spiritually inclined, only they will know. People of substance, we don't know. Sad, huh? Young India, please remember this. People of substance, we don't know. If I show you the picture of Varghese Korean, can you identify who this is? Looking at the picture. Varghese Korean. Picture. You may know who is Varghese Korean. Some of you, others for them, who is he? When we did not have enough food to eat, Varghese Korean dreamt that India should be the highest milk producing nation in the world. White revolutionary. Sardar Patel, C. Subramaniam, M.S. Swaminathan, Varghese Korean. These are the people who were together for white revolution, for green revolution. If we show those pictures, do we know today? How many young Indians will see the picture and say, oh, I know this man? We don't know. Satish Dhawan picture, do you know? Abdul Kalam, we will know. Mentor, Abdul Kalam's teammate, Satish Dhawan. Who was responsible for space? We don't know. This is our flaw. This flaw must be fixed. Young India knows glamour, not substance. Substance we don't know. Anyone entertaining you, you will know them. Rohit Sharma, you will know. Impressive, unimpressive. Dhoni, you may know. Film stars, you may know. But people of substance, they are entertainers. We respect them. I'm not looking down at all. I really respect because they entertain. And that entertainment has kept the country also together in many ways. We have great respect for them, but people of substance, the phone you use, technology, who brought it? We don't know. Glamour, you will know. Substance, you will not know. Change this. People of substance. One of those greatest person of substance was Adi Shankara. We won't know. Maybe somebody will recognize him on a picture. But what he did, how he lived, what did he do, what did he teach, what did he write, we won't know. Adi Shankara wrote all about oneness. If we understand Shankara, conflict can be avoided. People of substance. So his books, what he has written on oneness, many books Shankara has written on Advaita. Advaita means oneness. One without a second. There's no two, it's just one. Those books are conducted in this camp. The Advaita Awakening camp I was telling you. In that camp, we conduct these texts of Adi Shankara. So more people can understand. It's a tremendous effort that these camps are conducted across the country, and those young people who wanted to understand more about it, please find the details and join this camp. And once you join this camp, you become a messenger of Shankara. Means you become a messenger, an ambassador for oneness. You understand? You become an ambassador for oneness. Through you, this oneness has to be promoted. So it's a great opportunity for young people to join these camps and become an ambassador for oneness. So where are these camps held? Across the country. 20 camps are being held this year. Details are outside. You guys can take a look. Do join. It was nice talking to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Swamiji. This was, I think, a thought-provoking dialogue that we just have. I'm sure all of us must be having our own questions in our mind after listening to some food for thought here. So I would very kindly request you to kindly raise your hand while you ask your question, and you introduce yourself. That is just probably your name and what are you doing right now, and then you can straight shoot your question without any comments or without any extra background to the question. We will keep our questions concise. And another very specific request that I have right now is you might want to keep your question specific to the subject that is being discussed here. So now the floor is all yours, and we will now delve into the true essence of this dialogue, wherein your questions will be answered. So yes.
Hi sir, my name is Anivesh Maldoy. I am from Makhanlal Chaturvedi Rashtriya Patrakarita Vishwavidyalaya. Sir, I have two questions. First one is, what does you say, what do you really want to say about the teachings of Japan, like the history of Japan on spirituality and
Japan?
Yeah, because Japan have their own culture, right? And how the feeling of jealousy and greed grab the world if the world is created by something divine, right? If this is my question. And the third one is we
go one by one.
Okay, and how can we grow while keeping in mind the Paravidya and the second one, which is I forgot the name, Aparavidya. Right?
I'm sorry to cut you in the middle, but you might want to keep your questions concise, and you would wait for the speaker.
He's got 3 questions. We'll go one by one. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Fine. Your first question is, what is Japan's philosophy? You know Sanatana Dharma, offshoot of Sanatana Dharma, one of it is Buddhism. Okay? They had the basic values of Sanatana Dharma. And Buddhism reached across Asia. Eightfold Path, basically Sanatana values. And that later reached a little more refined, called Zen. In that combination of this, Japanese culture came up. Very nationalistic culture they are. And very, very, what you call as mindfulness, doing things attentively. All this came from Sanatana Dharma, which Japan managed it in a particular way and did. And they had a great way of living. Very beautiful culture. The influence was from here, first part. Second part, they had one of the worst tragedies in the world that brought them together, saying we need to hang on to survive. So the nationalism and the patriotism of Japan is very high. along with this philosophy. And that's why their art, all that is very, very aesthetics. But Japan is also an aging country today. They also moved away from their tradition. They also lost what they had. It's an aging country. If a country starts aging, that means old people are larger in population than young. And that is not a good sign for any nation. So Japan that way has slipped off. That's your first question. What is the influence of Japan? Sanatana Dharma. What was your second question? Jealousy and all that which has come. Do you watch tragedy movies, tragic movies, television serial and all? You sit and cry sometime. Horror movies you go? But people go. Horror movies are created. Why do you go? Why do you visit a horror movie? To get horrified? Huh? Getting horrified is a kind of entertainment. You go there, you sit, and suddenly the tiger jumps on you. For a moment, your heart pounces. Entertainment. You understand? Getting horrified is entertainment. Going to a theater, watching a tragic movie, coming out crying is entertainment. How can entertainment be like that? Is that not an entertainment? Now you understand. Now this way, when you see the whole creation was one. This challenge what you're talking about, there was a time called Satya Yuga where these kind of conflicts were not there. Very much peaceful. And later, slowly it became Treta Yuga. A kind of conflicts were coming up. Greed, grab. Okay. And then came Dwapar Yuga. Within the family, the conflicts came. And now you are in Kali Yuga. So once upon a time, there was very high standards. Over a period of time, it slowly deteriorated. Everything changes. Okay, constant change. So these things changes, and you are in Kali Yuga where this conflict seems to be more. So these are created. From where? Yes, certainly from the divine only. Why? It's just like a horror movie you go and watch for entertainment. That once upon a time the world was just very honest. One yuga went that way, and slowly, it's a cycle. So Hindu rishis, Sanatana rishis have given the best definition for this world. You guys have to understand this. One of the finest definitions what this world is. They have called it a leela, a sport. See the name. What is this creation? Play of the divine. It's a sport. It's an entertainment. Okay. And in this entertainment, there are rules. There are rules where you can't bend those rules. So the game happens, the entertainment follows a certain rule. The sport. Every sport has to have a rule. No game can be played without rules. So that way in this creation called life, which is a sport here, there are rules. What I do to others will come back to me. This is one of the rules. Law of karma. Whatever I do will come back. So we teach that law, like saying be careful. If you do stupid things, it will come back to you stupid. If you hurt somebody, you will get hurt. If you operate from jealousy, you will get it back. The rules are laid clearly. Rules are informed. Now play the game. It's only a game. Now we don't understand these rules and we get into the game, then it gets lost. So it's only a sport where the rules are very clearly defined, and you want to, how you want to live depends upon how you understand the rules and play. So from God only everything has come. What you call as good, bad, ugly, it is manifested from the same. Because it's just that like an entertainment of a movie. And what is the last question? Paravidya. We have to bring both into the education. From kindergarten onwards, we have to bring both. Not just aparavidya, secular knowledge will not do. We need to bring sacred knowledge. We have to bring this back. The new education policy is attempting to bring in. What I spoke, Isavasyam, only one mantra. Was that not beautiful? Was that not relevant to me in life? Why deny this? That was our original education. We have forgotten our original education. In Gurukula, this was taught. In Veda Patashala, this was taught. In university, Mahavishwavidyalaya, this was taught. Various invasions, all that, they have pushed our knowledge away. We need to bring back our knowledge back. So Paravidya has to be introduced. Aparavidya is dominating. Paravidya, matter is dominating. Spirit has to be introduced. Slowly it is becoming. When there's India-Australia happening, we are discussing Isavasya Upanishad. Is not Paravidya has a space now? Think. Next. Yep.
Yeah. Yes.
Go ahead. Who's got the mic?
हरिओम स्वामी जी, मेरा नाम राजवर्धन सिंह तोमर है। माखनलाल चतुर्वेदी विश्वविद्यालय का छात्र हूँ मैं। आप ही का चेन्नई वाला कैंप लास्ट ईयर किया है मैंने। और स्वामी जी, वी टॉक्ड अबाउट detachment. How can a youngster, how can we practice detachment initially, Swami ji?
With small things. Okay. Now, please think. Have you understood the question? How can we practice detachment? That's the question. As a young person, how do I practice detachment? There are things which you have and you are not attached. It is there, but you are not attached. You have it, but you are not attached. List them down first. These are the things which I have, but I am not attached to it. If something happens to it, I am okay. That's the mind. So first point is, there are things you have and you are not attached. There are things you have and you are deeply attached. Taking it away, you get disturbed. Now, what is the difference between these two? Certain things you have and you are not attached. Why? You have it, but you are not attached. Why? You know why? You can live without it. You're fine without it. Or if it goes, you can get it. Doesn't bother. There are things which you have invested. You have invested so much of your emotions, etc., into certain things. If that is taken away, you get scared. Now, I want you to think, is it wisdom to invest in something which will change? Is it wisdom to invest in something which is uncertain? Is it wisdom? Think. Wisdom should be, you should invest a part of you in which that is permanent. You are investing into things which are uncertain. Things which are changing, uncertain. In that you invest. And then you say, hey, life is very bad. You have invested into things which will change. That wisdom is needed. If we can collect that wisdom, if we can gain that wisdom through satsang, it can't happen all of a sudden, it has to be cultivated. But the moment you have mastered it, you're free. Then you will not invest into uncertainties. We invest in uncertainties. We invest in something which is changing. And then I say, hey, it should not change. My investment is wrong because that object will change. And I invest in a changing object and saying, why is it changing? It's against the nature. So you should have wisdom. If I'm investing myself into something, is it certain or uncertain? If that wisdom comes, you will be careful in your investment. To gain that wisdom, it can't come when you just step out of the class, okay? When you step out of this session, oh, I have gained detachment, it won't come that easy. We have struggled hard to get it. It's a long process, work hard. But the quicker you get it, the rest of your journey is blissful. If you are detached, your journey is blissful. If you are attached, your journey is blisters. Now and then getting burnt. Over a period of time, this clarity will come. That's why it has to be constant. Stay in satsang. Every possible opportunity, participate in spiritual discussion. Every possible opportunity, read. Spend some time, maybe 10 minutes a day. Today you have spiritual apps. You people are born with technology. We need spiritual content, we have to go to a guru. We need spiritual content, we have to go to a library. If I want a particular book, we have to walk all the way, find a library and find someone who can teach. Our life was hard in search of knowledge. Today you have apps. Click an app, Ashtavakra Gita. Click an app, Bhagavad Gita. Click an app, meditation. So for you, the technology has made things easy. Choose something, any of those apps. Spend 10-15 minutes daily. You do this for next 1 or 2 months. This wisdom I said, not to invest in uncertainties, you will get that. From there you will gain detachment. Without that wisdom, detachment is not possible. Next, yeah. Get up. Get the mic here, please. Yeah.
Good evening, Swamiji, and to all the people present over here. I am Anshul Dwivedi, student of BSc first year from Excellence College. My question is that since we are exposed to various activities, so our mind always thinks over things. Our mind loves to overthink. So, could you please say us how we can control our thought and we can make our mind stable? Thank you.
Powerful question. Important question. Let's try and understand. The definition of mind is a continuous flow of thoughts. Continuously thoughts are flowing. That is mind. We are sitting here for almost 1 hour now, talking for an hour. In this 1 hour, your mind was always here? Correct? I can see it. When the lights became brighter, I could see it more clearly. When your mind goes away, it shows on your face. I may be talking, but mind is gone somewhere. Very rarely we have body and mind together. Body is in one place, mind is elsewhere, most of the time. If body and mind are brought together, 60% of your spiritual sadhana is done. 60% is done. If your body, mind is brought together, 60% of your sadhana is done. Body is here, mind is elsewhere. Body is here. Australia batting should be over by now. Some of these guys are having mobile phones. Is the score passing around? Think. Body is here. Mind is gone. And please remember, whenever the mind goes away, your face will reveal it. I know for sure. Oh, this person, body is here, mind gone. Where? World tour. Going somewhere. Suddenly that person will come back. Now you know. Okay. Thank you for coming back. At least now you will pay attention to what I'm saying. We know it. Body is in one place, mind is elsewhere. If you want to master the mind, body and mind should be in the same place. How do we do it? It can't happen only in a lecture. When you wake up in the morning, and as you brush your teeth, think. Body is brushing the teeth, mind is already gone. What I'll wear for school or what I'll wear for college, body's gone. Body is there, mind is gone. A simple action like brushing your teeth, mind is not there. Taking shower, mind is not there. Drinking water, mind is not there. Eating food, mind is not there. In most of the activities, mind is not there. Only body is doing it. Would be very hard. Now these small activities, your question is valid. How? My mind gets diverted, it goes everywhere. I should try to keep my mind and body in the same place. So how do I do this? Simple technique. You try in a month. I tell you, in a month you will see a difference. Pick up 5 activities. Your daily routine activities, 5. I'm not saying something difficult, ordinary activities. It could be like brushing your teeth. It could be wiping your glasses. When you want to wipe your glass. Or it could be brushing your teeth. Or it could be putting your shoes. Pick up 5 activities like this. And these 5 activities, do it with full attention. These 5 only. When you brush your teeth, do it like you're doing a maths exam. Full attention. When you put on your shoes, 5 activities. I'm not saying do it everywhere. Do it on everything. Just 5. Choose 5 and do it with full attention. When you do this with absolute attention, slowly this 5 will become 10 without your knowledge. Something else which you are doing, you will start doing it attentively. This way we need to improve on small things, doing attentively. So the formula is very clear. Body, mind, alignment. Okay. Anybody studying MBA here? Not yet. You guys have to go MBA? Okay. Mind-body alignment. MBA. Mind-body alignment. So you went for a lecture today? What did you learn? MBA. What is MBA? Mind-body alignment. If you get your mind-body aligned on 5 activities, slowly that will expand to 10, 15. In a month's time, your distractions, diversions would become less. You will stay more focused. Otherwise, we are hardly there. Mind, body should be in the same place. Film song. When you learn, you put effort. Be honest. Film song you learn without effort. Effortlessly. On the second opportunity, you may sing better than the original. Physics formulas. Effortless? You understand? You read and read and read and you forget. Body is reading, mind is not involved. film song, body, mind together. There can be an earthquake happening, there can be a storm, cyclone. Focused. Mind, body together. Whenever there is mind, body aligned, learning is effortless. Please remember, learning is effortless. So, you know what is our technique? We gave this technique to the world. Hindu Sanatan Dharma gave this technique to the world of getting mind, body aligned. Japa. Japa is a time-tested technique. From us, every other person has taken it up. You see, almost this is a common thing in all religions. People use japa. The Buddhist, Muslims, Christians, Sikhs, Jains, everybody. Japa. What do you do in a japa? You take the name of the Lord in the mind and you move the bead in the body. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. You are chanting in the mind, moving the beads in the body. Mind, body aligned. You want your mind not to get distracted. Every day, morning, evening, at least for 5 minutes, practice japa. All religions do it, in whichever faith you are. Please practice. 5 minutes. Like meditation, like yoga, japa is also one of our finest gifts to the world. We gave yoga to the world, we gave meditation to the world, we gave this idea of oneness to the world. Mind controlling technique, we have given to the world, japa. Japa is also a fantastic gift Bharat has given to the world. And so you do it in the morning, 5 minutes, evening 5 minutes, start it. You will slowly find mind, body aligned. Distractions will not be there. You can learn things in 1/10 of the time you spend now, effortlessly. So it's doable, it is easy. So choose 5 activities daily. Do it with absolute focus so that mind, body are brought again consciously to the same place. Those 5 activities will slowly increase. So by 10th or 20th day, you may find almost 30, 40 activities you do with absolute attention. Morning, evening, japa. Do this. You will find yourself controlling your mind. That means you're mastering your mind. You've mastered your mind, 60% of the journey is done. Yeah.
Good evening, sir. I am Shivanjali from Madhya Pradesh School of Drama. You said that we gave the idea of oneness to this world. We as in Bharat or India. There's a conflict arising in my mind. You also spoke of vaccine, a recent example. If internal world exists, this external world also exists. We cannot deny this external world. And when we talk of oneness in internal world, that the person standing in front of me is as divine as I am, then why don't we see as a nation all this wealth and prosperity is with very few people? Why don't we take all that wealth and prosperity and distribute it equally to everyone if we are one, or if we teach oneness to this entire world? Why can't we practice this in our own country?
This is not about just one country. First you have to understand. The divinity which we are talking about, was it not there in Duryodhana? Was there, right? His behavior at the body level and at the mind level was bad, but the spirit was the same. What did Krishna teach Arjuna? Don't hate Duryodhana. Adveshta sarva bhutana. Don't hate Duryodhana. You need to shoot him, shoot him. shoot him without vengeance. See the philosophy being taught. So someone is attacking, you need to defend. So there you understand that guy is divine, but his behavior right now is not acceptable. Therefore, an action has to be taken. So here the practical way is taking an action without hatred. When Ram killed Ravan, you think Ram killed him with hatred? No. It has to be done. Nice guy, a devotee of Shiva, powerful, but suddenly mind is pervert. Offered him opportunities to reform. He was not. Now we knew this is a point he has to be annihilated. So after giving opportunities, this position is taken. Knowing pretty well. And after destroying, he made this, the soldiers in the Ravana side and the Vanaras in the Rama side, whoever died, Rama stood there and saw the last rites of them. Respect. You understand? This is the idea of oneness. Oneness, when I say I cannot allow someone to finish me, why did I take birth? To exhaust my vasana, to exhaust my desire. The very purpose I have manifested, and my first and basic right for me is to protect my life. My basic right is I have a right to live. That cannot be snatched away. If someone is going to come and snatch it away, I have to defend. So this clarity we should have when we're talking about oneness. Okay. Now when you're talking about wealth, just giving that way, will it help? So many states are doing it. Freebies they are giving. Does it help? Then it doesn't work that way. You understand? If someone gets something without effort, they will destroy themselves. You know why people have taken to drugs, most of them? They got it easy money. So you need to put effort. Freebies are distributed. That doesn't solve. You know what we were distributing from the time? Food, annadana. Someone is hungry, feed him. At whatever time that person knocks your house, give him something to eat. This was our culture. So we had a very clear idea of what to share. Someone is thirsty and someone is hungry, you need to give food. And someone needs something, some basics. And if a person is lazy, doesn't want to do anything, and want to gloat in laziness, and because of his laziness in poverty, you can help them in education. You can help them somewhere. You can't give them charity always. So there should be clarity in giving charity. Blindly we cannot give. Okay. Yeah. Anybody else? Yes. We'll come back to you. You already asked.
We'll take that question. We also have people joining us live, and we got this question in the live chat. We got ample questions, but since we were taking physical questions, so we'll just take this question of the live chat, and then we'll probably move on to the...
Then we'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Swamiji, as you just spoke about detachment and that being enjoyment, how to lead to this type or this part of enjoyment when you're actually being detached to every single thing around you? So this is a question from Lovely Upadhyay. She asked this question.
Repeat the question again.
Yeah, so question is, Swamiji, as you spoke about detachment and enjoyment after the detachment, how does this part, the enjoyment part of detachment, the highest enjoyment that we gain after detaching from everything, how do we lead to this sort of enjoyment, what we get after detachment? How is that possible that detachment and enjoyment go together?
When I seek something, I seek an object for being happy. I want to be happy. Therefore, I go after something. And I feel if I get this, I will be happy. And after getting it, am I happy? If I am happy, how long am I happy? Every desire which you wanted, you got that desire. Most of the desires which we wanted, we have got. And before getting that desire, we have this false notion that if I get this rest of my life, I'll be happy. We made these mistakes, isn't it? If I get this rest of my life, I'll be happy. Only in Bollywood cinema that can happen. And they got married and lived happily forever. In reality, lived happily forever? You get this, you will be happy forever. It's a false notion. If we get something, we will be happy momentarily. And so many things change in our mind and our happiness from that object reduces. So we should be very clear, no object which I get will give me permanent happiness. So when I seek an object with this clarity that this object will not give me permanent happiness, let me cherish it as it lasts. As it lasts, I'll cherish it. Without that false notion that this will keep me happy forever. It isn't. Something has come on my way, let me cherish it for a while. After that, I'll drop it. Because that object by itself cannot give me happiness. So we should be very clear. Worldly objects, when they come, they have a limit. They have certain joys. Enjoy that. Without a false notion that if I get this, I'll be happy forever. That doesn't work. So no object which you have got from childhood to now has kept you happy forever. If that object has kept you happy forever, why do you seek something else? If a particular object has made you happy, why do you need something else? The very fact that we are seeking something clearly shows the object by itself cannot make me happy. So we have to understand the happiness what I seek is not in the object. If the happiness what I seek is in the object, the same object should make everybody happy. Let's say coffee. For some people, coffee could be a kind of a happiness. They take coffee and they feel happy. For someone, coffee may not be at all. They may like something else. If coffee has happiness, everybody drinks coffee should be happy. Sugar has sweetness. Every time you taste sugar, it will be only sweet. Fire has heat. Every time you touch, it will burn your skin. That is the heat. Is object having happiness? Then every object should make everybody happy. That is not the case. So the object doesn't have happiness, the happiness is inside. When I detach myself, I understand the object by itself cannot make me permanently happy. Whatever it lasts, let it last. It has come, it goes, I am not holding on to it. When I don't know this, I will hold on to it. And that makes me miserable. That holding on is attachment. So you can understand, something comes, let it come for a while, let it go, you'll be fine. It came, you enjoyed it, you allowed it to go. My Guru, Swami Chinmaya, I'm his disciple. Gurudev used to say, one youngster asked a similar question to him. And that guy had a chewing gum in his mouth. He was chewing the gum and he asked this question. How did you drop everything? How did you renounce? Similar to detachment. You were educated and all that. And he was a highly educated man actually. He did masters in English literature and LLB before independence. You can imagine the education qualification of Swami Chinmaya at that time. So you had all that and a great career in National Herald. How did you drop all this? That was the question. Detachment again. The question is on detachment. And this young guy had a chewing gum in his mouth and he asked. So Gurudev looked at him and he said, what's in your mouth? Oh, chewing gum. Okay. when will you spit it? When will you spit it? When do you spit a chewing gum? When you know the juice in that is gone. When you know the essence in it is gone, then you spit. His example was, I chewed this world. I've seen what this world can offer. I've seen it. I don't want it. Because I've seen the world will give you temporary joys here, there. I've seen it. Now I don't want it. So you have to have that wisdom that the objects which come in front of you will not stay with you forever. So they come and go. When they are there, cherish it. When they are not there, still be fine. This is detachment. We have a particular name for this. When you like something, what do you say? Wow. You know, something nice, inspiring. Suddenly you see something. Wow. Wow. What is the spelling of wow? W-O? W-O-W. With or without? W-O-W. With objects? Without objects, I am fine. With people? Without people, I am fine. If you are detached, you will practice wow yoga. With or without. With everything I am fine. Without all this I am fine. So once you have understood that the objects by itself cannot make you happy forever. For whatever that object is, you allow it to be with you. When it goes, you don't become sad because you have not invested in it. You know for what its worth is. Yes, your question. We should stop with this.
Hari Om Swamiji. My name is Akash Mishra. I am pursuing Bachelor of Dental Surgery. My question is how to be aware of our true self, like every second of our day. And is knowledge is enough for enlightenment?
Your question is, how do I keep remembering my own self, my real nature continuously? In the beginning, it will take a lot of effort. Every time when you remember, you remember. You may forget. Again, you become aware, fine. Continuously practicing that way, a point will come when you will be fully aware. Practice only takes you there. Constant practice. Okay. Constant practice of, it could be Nama Japa, it could be living with awareness. These things when you practice, constantly it will go. Slowly, slowly, it will go deeper. For that, one step is important, and that step is make realization your priority in life. Then this will naturally happen. If something else is your priority and also realization, this will not happen. If realization is your first and foremost priority, then all other things, in that you will constantly remember, I am that, I am that, I am that, because that's your priority. If my priorities are hundreds of things, it will be hard. So slow withdrawing and investing more and more to within, it will come. So this will happen over a period of time only through practice. Abhyasa, practice. Yes.
Swamiji, I know we are running out of time, but one person there has been waiting since the very beginning of the Q&A session. So I'll just very quickly ask someone to help her with the mic, or if she could ask it without the mic, that's also fine.
Yeah, use the mic, use the mic.
Hari Om Swamiji, myself Bhavya. I've attended your Chennai camp, if you remember.
Yes, I do.
So there's a question by my ma'am. Actually, she requested to ask me this to you. We are divine. Our means the God is also divine. Then what is this Jagat, and what are particularly we doing in the Jagat?
Okay.
I think we have a ma'am with us. It's
Fine.
her question.
I can
Yeah,
give
she's
the
sitting in the
Yeah, okay.
second row.
From God manifested the world. And in that, so the world is nothing but effect. God is cause. Cause, effect. From cause, the effect has come. So the effect is also nothing but cause only. From gold, the ornament has come. Ornament is nothing but gold. But we have forgotten this. We have forgotten from this has come. The entire journey is to remember these two are not different. The jiva is trying to find out that Ishvara who created this Jagat. So Jagat, Jiva, Jagat and Ishvara are one and the same. But today there is ignorance. We have forgotten. That is avidya, which has made me forget I am this. The entire knowledge is to make us understand you are not just the body. You are Atman who has a body. Today I am thinking I am this body and there is Atman in it. You are the Atman and there is a body. So the whole search is to find that Atman. Why I don't remember this is avidya. Spiritual study is awakening us to that. I am that Atman. I get awakened to that knowledge. I am Atman. So the whole process is the sadhana. Okay. So why am I not experiencing divine now? There is avidya. How should avidya go? Knowledge. Bring vidya, then avidya goes. And when I bring vidya, in the beginning, vidya is only information. That information has to become transformation. For transformation, practice has to be made. So when we keep practicing, that ignorance gets dispelled. Once the ignorance is dispelled, I understand I am the truth. So Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara are all one, but we have forgotten. The whole attempt is to get awakened that they are one. Okay, thank you. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Swamiji. And I totally understand, since it was such a thought-provoking session that we had, we all must be having a lot of questions. But just to help you, you can also go and check out Ekatma Dham's YouTube channel. We do have his lectures there also. You can either watch those videos, ask your questions there, or you can actually email it to us also. That could also be done. Apart from that, Swamiji is, of course, always really closer to us. Whenever your question arises, he'll be there to answer. As we come to the conclusion of this incredible session of Prerna Samvaad, my heart is filled with gratitude, of course, for Swamiji. His words, I think, are going to play a role of a catalyst in all our journeys of life, a catalyst for transformation. This was not just a conversation, but it is going to be a very amazing, amazing conversation that we are all going to remember in our lives. And I would like to thank each one of you who was here, every member of the camera and the technical team who was here, the organizing team of this museum, the volunteers, and all our Shankar Doots, whose presence is, of course, always fills our programs with a lot of energy and dynamism. Thank you so much. There's another important information that Swamiji already touched upon very briefly for the Advait Awakening Youth Retreat. You can actually go on to www.oneness.org. You must be having a flyer in your hand. Let me tell you, this is going to be a transformational 10 days of your life if you get picked for this. This is a totally Department of Culture sponsored program. You do not have to pay even a single penny. All we need is just your curiosity and seeking for the divine, for the highest. That's all for today. I would like to just inform another piece of information. We have tea and snacks in the cafeteria of the museum here. You might as well please go there and enjoy. And we'll just close this session with the Shanti mantra here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.